Good morning, Dubai. How are you doing? Happy Monday. Welcome back to Lovin Daily, where we take you through the top trending stories that everyone in Dubai is talking about. Today, we have quite a meaty discussion coming up. At the end of the show, we have a sociologist, Eloise Martin, and she's joining us to talk about the recent LinkedIn post that went up asking for single females under 28. It drew a lot of debate at the time, so we want to get her thoughts on it. We're also talking about a celebrity artist who has been arrested for posting her birthday party videos online, and she was not following social measures. But we're going to jump into our first story, and I'd love to get your thoughts on this too. Abu Dhabi public school teachers can choose to get the COVID-19 vaccine. I'd love to get your thoughts on that. So if it was available for you, would you want to get it? So as we know, the vaccine is successful in stage 3 as it is, and first it's being rolled out to frontline workers, and now public schools in Abu Dhabi, they got information confirming the inclusion of teachers, admin, and also, I think this is very interesting, their immediate family among the priority categories to get that vaccine. So as we know, the vaccine aims to protect people from danger, especially if that's in the nature of their work. And like I said, it will include family members first degree who are over the age of 18 if they want. So taking the COVID-19 vaccine is optional for those who are eligible. So this is pretty interesting. We're going to see it being rolled out to frontline workers, to people, like I said, if it's in the nature of their work that they're kind of in the face of dealing with a lot of people every day. Basically, the heroes of our society who have been going out facing that scary, scary virus every single day for the last couple of months. And now teachers, of course, will be kind of in the line of seeing a lot of people every day, and they will be given the option, starting with Abu Dhabi public school teachers, like I said. Chai, love to get your thoughts on this. And you guys watching, would you be getting it?
Yes.
Yes. Chai is running around the studio.
A tricky question because it's proven, but like it's just short-term proven. It's not long-term proven. So it's a very tricky one. But when it comes to teachers, especially like you said, when you were a teacher, you used to deal with a lot of kindergarten children and like kids. So like, and you don't know who they are coming in contact to, who their parents are coming in contact to. So being a teacher, would you?
So I think that's right now, maybe I wouldn't jump into it. But like you said, when you're coming into contact with a lot of people, not even about you, but you want to protect them.
Yeah.
And if you're coming into contact with a lot of people, you want to make sure, like we know, if you're getting that vaccine, you're not required to get those COVID tests going in and out of Abu Dhabi because you are considered safer. It is still in stage 3, and it does take a long time for these vaccines to go through. But so far it's been successful. And we've seen kind of higher ups in the UAE kind of obviously promote it, successfully actually take the vaccine as well. So I am sure of its kind of the fact that, you know, you will be safe taking it. And if I was a teacher, would I take it? More likely than I would now. Because I can be a little bit of a chicken when it comes to these things. Like needles in general, I don't really like. So would I take the vaccine?
Well, what if it's like a serum that you just have to like drink it? Maybe.
Yeah. I think if I was coming into contact with a lot of people every day, and then I was going home to my family, so then I had to worry about the kids that I was teaching and my family at home, I'd be much more inclined to get it for sure.
And especially for the fact that they said the first degree family can get it too. So like
That's amazing by the UAE to announce that and allow it for your relatives if they're over 18 and if they're eligible. So shout out to the UAE Abu Dhabi Health Service for making that happen. So yes or no, Chai, would you get it?
not yet.
Not yet.
What
We'll give
about
it
you?
time.
What's your yes or no answer?
Not in my current job. Well, I like it, but they are rolling it out to people in the front line because they are more susceptible to getting the virus.
And I feel like rather than us, it's more important for frontline workers to actually get hold of the virus first because, like you said, they deal on that with day to day. It's a day to day thing for them to actually come in contact with people with the virus.
100%. But as you know, if we did have it, then does that mean we could travel abroad without having to worry?
We should still take caution.
We should still take caution.
Yeah. Until the whole world is safe, we should all take caution.
100%.
No need to rush into things.
100%.
Yeah.
No need to rush into those international holidays that we're planning. Guys, moving on to our next story. A celebrity was arrested in Dubai for sharing her birthday party videos online. This is an Arab actress. She has been arrested by Dubai police for basically brazenly posting her birthday party videos to Snapchat with little regard for COVID restrictions. I've actually seen people kind of post videos out of brunches and I'm just like, what are you thinking? Anyway, the celeb hosted parties at 2 separate restaurants. She was pictured with friends and relatives with zero COVID precautions in place. Image was shared across her various social media platforms. Now, her identity has been kept anonymous. However, she is being referred to as MH by Dubai Police. Dubai Police confirmed the arrest, and they're also obviously reminding people you cannot host gatherings. Dubai Police said she posted videos on her Snapchat account of the crowded party where she and her guests were not complying with the social distancing and wearing mask rules. They obviously weren't wearing masks. Guys, reminder, if you host a party, you will be fined 10K. People who go, you'll be fined 5K. Just a reminder to everyone. Do not do it. Follow the social distancing guidelines, wear masks, and avoid social gatherings as well. Guys, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're joined by sociologist, like I said, Eloise Martin, to talk about that recent LinkedIn job advert. And if you've seen it online, if you've seen our articles, I'd love you to join the debate in the comments. We'll have a look through them. So we'll be back in about 1 minute to talk about that. want to say that people were not even surprised by the advert. And I want to ask you, why is this problematic? Thank you for joining.
In order to get a job that requires other kind of skills. I mean, this is not a modeling job; it's a secretarial job.
Mm-hmm.
Is kind of problematic, and in certain countries is illegal indeed, because we have anti-discriminatory practices that tends to preserve that the best candidate, the most skilled one, gets the job, and not just the one who looks prettier.
100%. But I just want to kind of read out some of the different reactions. So to give people an idea of what people were saying. So one person said, okay, this is not the type of boss you want. It's a good warning sign. So at least, you're not going to get all of the you're not going to get as many applicants because people will see that it's not the type of job that you're going to be looking for. But other people said this is common now. Hiring singles is cheaper. It's less of a burden for companies, so they can move them around with less issues. How do you think that, because is that accurate? And then also the people applying, what is their thought process when they're applying for this job? Because they can probably figure that out themselves by looking at that application.
Yes, I mean, I read the ad, and it raised a lot of red flags, very serious, and it's very serious. But at the same time, we are in a very complicated situation in the labor market that is very cold. So people are losing their jobs. There is not such amount of offers available. And sometimes people tend to get or to apply to jobs that are not, so serious or not so companies that perhaps promise a lot or ask a lot, and even take jobs that are beneath their qualifications just because there are no other jobs available. But the other side, the ad also in an implicit way try to sell a kind of, idealistic corporative world that you are going to work a lot, but also to travel, and that's why it's going to be you should be flexible, etc. It should have started very 80s image of what the corporative world was about. But at the same time, they try to sell that a kind of idea of symbolic rewards more than the money, because the money was not even mentioned in that ad. Mm-hmm. So I think there are a lot of variables together, a lot of reasons why people apply into that job. But I think that the most important thing is to consider why someone is going to put into paper that they want.
100%. And you just kind of mentioned there that, they asked you to be available because they kind of alluded to travel. They also asked for a photograph. What type of jobs are asking for photographs? And I think that even itself just kind of cements the fact that there's going to be bias in choosing. Why are people looking for photographs in job applications? Is that's an 80s idea as well, right?
Yeah, and indeed, I mean, nowadays there's a lot of areas where not just is forbidden to ask for a photo. So in certain areas, because the bias exists, I mean, we cannot deny that we have certain bias because these stereotypes exist in our society. The big job that we have to do is try to avoid them, is try to disrupt them in order to give equal conditions and equal possibilities to everyone. So asking for a photo is just putting first, okay, I am going to fulfill the stereotype of how a secretary should look like. And probably it's like, again, it's not just even 80s, it's 50s Mad Men ad of the lady that should look certain way independently of their capacities. By the other side, I think that, since the bias exists, there are a lot of policies to try to avoid them. For example, if you want to get a job in certain philharmonic orchestras in Europe, auditions are going to be blind. Why that? Because there is a bias that considers that white male are better performers than anyone else. If you just pay attention to the music and the technique without seeing who is playing, you can decide by the skills and the talent and not just who this person is. That's why it's so problematic to ask for a picture if it is not, let's say, a modeling role that you want some kind of look.
If you don't need a certain type of look, of course, it's ridiculous. Like I saw something, I think it was in the New York Times yesterday, they were talking about mortgages in the United States. And they said pre-COVID, it was very hard for, let's say, a divorced Black woman to obtain a mortgage, young divorced Black woman. But now, because there's so many lenders online, that you don't have to give, they're not asking for specific, they don't have an algorithm, and basically it's a lot easier for basically all different types of stereotypes that they would usually be disregarded by traditional bank lenders. It's now a lot easier for them to get their mortgages. So in terms of LinkedIn, could LinkedIn maybe do anything? Like, let's say, for example, it has the option for people to put pictures. Do you think it's something that they could change in their algorithm that makes that could kind of lead to less of a bias, maybe?
I think so. I mean, first of all, we cannot ask to the companies to have a better behavior. I mean, they are not into that. I mean, they are not the ones that are going to do the policies. When they do that, it's great. But LinkedIn or the governments in the different countries should try to do that, because they are responsible of what, especially LinkedIn, of what is being published. So if you have an ad that is sexist, that is misogynist, that is, reproduce negative stereotypes, well, they should be also get accountable. So that's why LinkedIn should do this kind of work, not just because they are nice and, but because they could be held accountable to reproduce this kind of negative and discriminatory practices.
Interesting. So it's hard to start from the companies themselves, because maybe they're not ready for change, but start from the social media platforms who could be held more accountable.
Exactly.
Very good.
Exactly.
I should say, by the way, that the job advert has been taken down. So
that's good.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about it online, and it's now not there anymore. So maybe thanks to kind of your contributions and a lot of people who've been commenting, it's now down. So hopefully maybe more chat about this will lead to less of these types of ads, and more people will be surprised at these types of ads. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining our show.
Thank you.
Yeah, not at all. And we really enjoyed having you, and enjoy the rest of your day. You have 2 classes today, I believe.
Yeah.
UAE.
Yeah, but I will say to my students to watch this interview, because it's going to be a topic for the class as well.
Oh, very cool. Fantastic. Well, guys, that was Dr. Eloisa Martin, Professor at UAE Sociology. Thank you so much for joining us. Guys, we are back every single morning, weekday morning on the Lovin Daily, same time, same place.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.